Hey, do you guys ever end up getting texts about Raven facts?
Open your mouth, prepare your tongue, because you're about to get a taste.
I cannot believe we've gone 12 episodes without me being able to talk about Final Fantasy.
Well, I know the doll is bad, so I gotta think the dusty balloon is less bad.
I mean, if all life everywhere ends, what have I lost?
Facial hair as a theme is not something I ever would have chosen.
So yeah, that's the one that Rock is just sweaty the whole time.
He's got that good pointy Jafar beard.
I've got 3 pages of AMA citations.
This is the Debate This podcast.
Hello and welcome to Debate This, the show where no one is right, but someone is definitely wrong. And more importantly, welcome to the second episode of the Spooktacular Express that I think might actually be the third episode of the Spooktacular Express, now that I'm looking at the calendar. Oopsie daisy, I wrote this without reading the calendar. The third episode of the Spooktacular Express, insert train whistle here. In this podcast, we take time out of our busy adult lives to talk about spooky comics, scary video games, and how Sid Haig will live on as Captain Spaulding in our nightmares forever.
I do not know that reference.
Sid Haig is a famous horror actor who just passed away a couple days before we recorded this. He is most famously known as Captain Spaulding, the reoccurring clown character in most of Rob Zombie's movies. Most recently, 3 from Hell, which is being re-released and released on Blu-ray like the day before this episode goes out. So timely. Cool. Yeah.
I'm just thankful that Andrew said that so that I didn't have to.
Same.
Well, I'm the straight man. I'm the listener's proxy. We've decided that a long time ago.
Oh, gotcha.
There you go.
Yeah.
Can we, when this episode wraps, can we all each record a train or attempt at a train whistle sound for the Spectacular Express?
Yes.
We absolutely can do that. Anyway, tonight, the Express comes to a stop outside some racetracks. With the new Mario Kart mobile game launching today, Lord knows none of you are paying attention anyway, we're going to make our way from Moo Moo Fields to Baby Park all the way to Rainbow Road as we follow along with the Super Mario Kart Grand Prix. Now, word on the street says some of these races have gotten a little more heated than usual. In fact, it's almost like some of the racers are out for total vengeance.
I get it.
There we go. Thanks. I just needed some justification.
It's funny because we all know what he's about to do, and none of the listeners know what's coming.
Spoiler alert, it's the thing he does every week.
You heard it here first, Express passengers. The spirit of vengeance itself has come from the hellfires below to transform one Mario Kart racer into the next Ghost Rider and return the Special Cup trophy back to its rightful home in the underworld.
Ding.
Woo!
There it is.
I have with me today the crew chiefs of 3 race teams from the Mario Kart circuit. Each of them hope their team's drivers will be chosen as the next rider. Here to pitch their cases are Andrew, lean forward on the couch so you go faster, Henderson. Todd, lean to the left to make you turn better, Thomas. And Kyle, mash A during the race countdown so you start quicker, Harper.
All 3 of those are known as pro gamer moves.
Yeah.
By the way,
I would have just said pro strats, but that's
That's what everybody thought Mario Kart Wii was going to be.
Turns out trying to drive with the Wiimote is
bad.
Garbage.
Bad and wrong.
There is one person in my life who actually like a monster drives with the fucking driving wheel better than with the controller, and his name is Alex Clark. And if you're out there listening, Alex Clark, you are a monster.
How did I know it was going to be Alex Clark?
If you would have said anyone other than Alex Clark, I would have said it's because they're a cop.
Alex Clark, who is decidedly not a cop.
Super not a cop.
Before we dive in, what I was going to cut Matt off with and decided against, what's everyone's favorite Mario Kart track?
Baby Park. That's just chaos.
He took mine because Baby Park is actually the best.
Yeah, Todd, you also took mine because all hail
Baby Park.
Baby Park
Sucks.
Whoa, hot take there from the Henderson corner.
3 out of 4 podcasters are correct.
I hate Baby Park.
My second favorite to not copy Todd is the one that's shaped like Yoshi.
Yes.
That would be my second favorite. Did we just
Also
become
mine.
best friends?
Out of here. Todd, we've been best friends.
Okay, let's do a podcast.
Well, do I get the answer?
No. You
lost
said the Baby
answering
Park
right.
sucks.
You
don't
said
get to
not
answer.
Baby Park.
It's Sherbet Land. It's Sherbet Land from Mario Kart 64. It's better. Shut up.
Only because you said sherbet and not sherbert. That's the only reason why you get to actually talk.
knew Andrew was a cop, turns out.
I was born a narc.
I didn't choose the narc life. The narc life chose me. All right. Anyway, guys, what rider do you represent? Also, we're all very aware that the spirit not only bonds with the rider, but also transforms their ride. So what vehicle will your driver wash in hellfire and be bonded with for the rest of their unholy eternity? Last but not least, the Ghost Rider will be nothing without outlaw fashion. Describe in detail how this new rider will look.
Yeah, I'll go first. I would like to introduce you to the blank slate of the Mario universe. The whatever you need them to be copy and paste baddie. That's right, it's the Shy Guy. Shy Guy lives to be the vessel onto which many themes can be mapped. And as you guys have seen, sometimes Shy Guys are pirates. Sometimes they're sometimes they're spooky ghosts. And sometimes they have insect wings and carry tridents. Like a chameleon, Shy Guys.
You're like giving a book report right now.
Isn't that basically what this podcast is, Todd?
My name is Andrew Henderson, and I am here to talk to you about Shy Guys.
Shy Guys
can
are
be
sometimes
anything.
pirates.
Next slide. Like every time they can be a pirate, a new slide like Star wipes in, or an insect with wings, a new slide flies in.
But my favorite Shy Guy is...
This is a silly thing we do here. Are you
Also,
done?
Shy Guys.
In conclusion, I find Shy Guys to be very good and fine.
Webster's dictionary describes Shy Guys.
All right, Andrew, do you have anything else, or
Anyway.
is that it?
Anyway, it makes sense that Shy Guy would easily trade their soul to Mephisto for the chance to have otherworldly power. Think about it. How can one lose its soul when there isn't one to begin with? Right?
So what would
You
he give to
can't-
Mephisto
yeah.
in exchange
Well,
for
like
unworldly
a
power?
Kyle?
like an
Well,
emotionless
Kyle.
high five.
Well, Kyle, maybe we should wait until the next question, prompt number 2, where we may or may not answer that question later.
I don't see a problem with poking holes in your argument early, but okay.
The best way to slow someone down is to trip them at the finish line or starting line. Fuck.
There it is.
Damn it. Wait, clean start. The best way to slow someone down is to
So
trip them at
you've
the
all
starting
seen
line.
you've all seen that video now of Shy Guy taking off its mask, and all you see is a complete blank slate, an emptyless void. To look in the face of the Shy Guy is to look into the end of the universe. It is a completely motionless, expressionless, unfeeling void. So it stands to reason that out of the hundreds of iterations of Shy Guys, and yes, there are 100 iterations of Shy Guys, the version that most bonds with the spirit of vengeance is most objectively the most horrifying one out there, which is, of course, the Shy Guys that bounce around the Mushroom Kingdom on pogo sticks in Super Mario RPG.
Wait, you didn't cover those in your book report.
That was
I'm confused.
That's the big reveal at the end.
Oh,
Some,
okay.
some Shy Guys are pirates. Some Shy Guys have
Have
little
have
propellers.
pogo sticks.
Some Shy Guys do a pogo. And Todd can never say anything wrong about Super Mario RPG. Now, Todd, would you say that objectively the most afraid that any Mario universe person has been outside of a Bowser is in that scene when you walk into Mushroom Kingdom and all the little Shy Guy pogos are bouncing around and you hear that really sad music and everyone's like, "Ah!"
Or is that the one? That's when they're being shot by arrows in Rosetown.
It's the same because they only had like
they only
7
had like
songs.
12 tracks. Yeah, like that's pretty concerning. I think the only reason that scene isn't concerning is because you have your new favorite sidekick, Malo. So
Wow. You haven't gotten to work Malo into this in a while.
I needed that quarter.
And it's Andrew's fault.
It is. It
Just
is.
remember that when you're tallying the votes at the end. All the Mallow content is Andrew's fault because Todd isn't responsible for his actions.
My point being, if you want to strike fear in the hearts of the Mushroom Kingdom citizens, we know for a fact that the best way to do that is to have a bunch of Shy Guys on pogo sticks kind of lazily bounce around adjacent to other citizens.
They're really just like inconvenient bullies in that scene. Like, that's what they are.
But everyone's like hiding in their houses. Like the little kids are like, help me. That happens. That is definitely happens.
There's one that's just like jumping on the roof of a house and the house keeps
Yeah.
shaking. And it's
Yeah.
like, just go there's like 4 adults in this room. Just go take care of the one idiot on the pogo stick.
Like, throw a rock at him and knock him down.
Yeah.
So in order to get Shyster race ready, Mephisto has outfitted our new Ghost Shyster. That's right. Ghost Shyster.
Yeah, we heard you.
No, we didn't say anything because we want you to be done.
Ghost Shyster has a custom-made state-of-the-art pogo stick. This thing is fully motorized, sustained by the kinetic energy of the pogo, because that's how the science works. Also, it's shock absorbent. That is a thing that also exists. Now, Ghost Shyster himself is going to retain basically the same proportions as a Shy Guy, because Shy Guys are, cute and fun and little. And he's still going to sound like a Shy Guy. Like, he'll be like, "Meow, meow, meow." But instead of the normal like red tunic, they are wearing a tunic. Like, they have like a belt. It's like a tunic, or there's a big shirt.
Yeah, I'd call it a tunic.
Yeah, like we'll say tunic.
It's like a large blouse.
We're gonna give him a little leather jacket. Just like
it's actually it's straight up. It's a dress with a belt. That's what he's wearing.
Whatever. It's a dress with a belt.
He's wearing like
That's fine.
springtime, fall fashion, like dress with belt.
I mean, it's 2019.
It's fair.
So we're gonna give Ghost Shyster a little leather jacket.
All right.
I'm sure that you said some legitimate things in that opening, but I have been singing System of a Down's Bounce to myself ever since the first time you said pogo. So
You're welcome.
Todd, what have you got today?
Yeah, I don't have a shoddily made book report for you. I've just got I don't want to say cold hard facts because they're hot facts. So let's take the Parakoopa, right? Flying turtle, wings, largely unassuming, fairly pleasant enemy overall, pretty basic Mario situation. However, when the Parakoopa is consumed by the spirit of vengeance, it becomes a flaming parabones, which is an actual thing, I guess, in the Mario canon, at least the parabones part.
Of bones.
Parabones, which
Just a big old pair of bones. Two bones.
French translation.
2 bones.
French translation is
2 of them.
Paraskelerex, which is
French.
what? What did they do to you? So my new Ghost Rider from Mario Kart is Parabones or Paratroopa, whichever way you want to look at it. Because like when you're not in full Ghost Rider mode, you could be like Paratroopa, like Nic Cage is, until he becomes Ghost Rider and he's the Flaming Skull, and then it becomes Flaming Parabones. But it'll be driving the Dry Bomber, which is the skeleton tank from Mario Kart DS. So basically just think like a badass tank that's made out of bones. It's probably also on fire. I think that most of the things that Ghost Rider drives is on fire. Was the woolly mammoth on fire?
The woolly mammoth was in fact on fire. We
It's
haven't
true,
gotten
yes.
there yet.
Yeah.
But-
Okay. Yeah. Everything has been on fire. So
We need to do an episode about the Stone Age Avengers.
I didn't know that was a
that's
thing.
The best
Avengers
thing that I found
10,000
today.
BC. Oh, it's
Yeah.
great. It's grand.
So to finally to finish kind of, painting this picture, at least, in the brief sense, Parabones probably on fire, driving the Dry Bomber, which is a skeleton tank, also on fire. And Parabones, while being bathed in flames, is wearing some like sweet military fatigues that are probably black and bathed in flames and metal as fuck. And that is what is coming down the track straight at you. Hold on to your butts.
2 bones. 2 bones on fire.
Now literacy is tough, but it's PARA.
2 bones.
2 bones.
Nope, that's not it.
My new favorite Halloween themed rapper, 2 Bones. Wow, Todd, I really like the Dry Bomber as a flaming tank that is on fire. I'm into that. Although Paraskelerex made me think of Skrillex, which made me think of that time I was really into dubstep in the 11th grade. So, bummer for that, I guess. Kyle,
That was a weird year.
Kyle, what are you bringing to the table today?
Well, Matt, I want to take you back to our pets episode of Debate This, when we all picked a pet from the Super Mario universe, and Todd got weird and picked a sentient being instead.
Oh, yeah, that worker he stole from the Shut Up Todd pet store?
Yes.
He was on his break. He should have known better.
Because I am bringing to you Lakitu transformed into the spirit of vengeance. And Winnie's the spirit of vengeance. Besides turning all cool and skeleton-y with flaming eyes and a skeleton head, his shell turns black, and he's gonna throw black spiky shells instead of the normal red ones. But the coolest part of this, and the main reason I went with Lakitu, is because he's got a vehicle built into his character, and that is his floating cloud, which is going to turn into a nice, cool, gray storm cloud and just shoot across the sky with a trail of hellfire behind it. The main reason I picked him was because I wanted the Lakitu cloud to be the new Ghost Rider vehicle, and it's better than Todd and Andrew's stupid tank and pogo stick.
How did you put those two things in the same sentence? I don't want to argue. Okay, if we're here to argue that one is better than the other, cool. I'm all for that. But don't strap me to Andrew's weird shy guy pogo nonsense.
Pogo sticks faster than a tank.
He says with no basis to anything. Do you have a WoW thread that can support that? Because if you don't have a WoW thread, I'm not listening.
No.
Because the dry bomber is a very light, low maximum speed, but high acceleration and high handling vehicle.
Which is still limited by having to travel on roads, unlike the Lakitu cloud, which can fly anywhere, allowing him to exact vengeance anywhere in the world.
My tank treads are made out of hellfire and brimstone. I'm not slowed down by anything. Now, the pogo stick, I've got questions about.
Sure. Well, I can tell you this.
No, I don't actually have questions about.
I can tell you this. The fastest mile gone on a pogo stick is 7 minutes and 40 seconds, achieved by Drew McQuiston from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, well, Todd can run a mile in 4.5 minutes, so there.
Yeah, but can you do it on a pogo stick?
No.
Why would he
I
do it
can't.
on a pogo
Yeah.
stick when he can run it?
Because it's cooler and obviously strikes fear in the hearts of Mushroom Kingdom denizens.
Before we lose the thread here, Matt, I just want to make sure everyone also realizes the Lakitu cloud has a face as well, which turns into a very cool flaming skeleton face as well. So it's kind of a flaming skeleton face flying around on a flaming skeleton face, leaving a trail of hellfire behind it, which again is significantly better than a flaming tank, which admittedly is pretty cool, but not this cool, and a pogo stick, which is strange.
What's the opposite of cool?
Creative. Bold.
He means well.
Fearless.
Bless his heart.
Well, Kyle, to react to your pitch here, you do have the coolest imagery of a skeleton face riding a skeleton face shooting fire behind it. But you get negative points for not saying where we're going, we don't need roads, when you said that Todd needs roads, and you set yourself up perfectly for that Back to the Future reference and then dropped the ball.
I found it too derivative and thought myself better than that.
That was your first mistake.
Y'all are basic. You know that? Y'all are pretty basic.
Your monster is wearing like a dress with a high-waisted belt.
Yeah, it's 2019.
You can't keep saying that and expect it to make sense.
Todd, there's enough other things wrong with Andrew's argument that you don't need to
fair.
attack
But
his dress, his style.
At least I was creative. You guys are just like, it's got fire and skulls and fire skulls and more fire and more skulls.
What do you think we're doing here? What subtlety do you think there is
I
to the Ghost Rider character that you think, like,
I thought I'd bring a little eloquence.
Every layer of Ghost Rider is that.
the question has the writers always start at is, what cool vehicle can we have
And can fire.
ride around on fire? Okay, now how do we put a character into that vehicle? Not what's the most creative. What's like?
Well,
Of course, a pogo stick is creative. Cool, doesn't make it cool or good.
It definitely doesn't.
what if the pogo stick could go like really, really high?
All right, Matt, can you go? Can you move on?
Yeah.
Because I'm going to have to hear Andrew answer that same question he just asked, I'm sure.
Yeah, as much as I'm enjoying this debate on pogo sticks, to move on, now the racing prowess of the Ghost Rider does not come without sacrifice. Johnny Blaze sold his soul to Mephisto to rid his surrogate father of cancer. Robbie Reyes was gunned down by mercenaries and revived by the ghost of a satanic serial killer. And in the beginning of history, a young boy watched his entire village get eaten by a wendigo only to reach near death in the harsh environments, say the name of the devil in the form of a snake, imbue his newly acquired hellfire and his pet woolly mammoth, and earn the name Rider as the first human being to ever be seen riding an animal. So...
Oh, is that all?
Which is so metal. That's...
what will your driver sacrifice to earn their counsel with the spirit of vengeance? And what tragic backstory has withered their soul enough to do so? Pogo Boy.
Pogo Boy. Listen, we've already proven... Sorry, I was just finishing my bubble tea. Because I am metal.
Those are two words I've never heard in the same sentence.
We've already proven that Shy Guys don't actually have souls. They are simply empty husks that mimic the feelings and emotions of those closest to them. Just like in Super Mario RPG, the shysters followed around Mac the knife, a giant talking pogo stick or sword or knife or whatever.
Yep.
Who only cared about bouncing. He was just a bouncy boy. He just wanted to bounce around. So by extension, the shysters who followed Mac, they too only cared about bouncing all day and all night. Because of course, they don't have any emotions or desires or objectives of their own. They just kind of map onto whatever. So when Mario finally beat Mac and chased the shysters out of town, they had nowhere to go. They lost their leader and thus their only reason for existence. And as we all know, another thing about Shy Guys is that their sanity is obviously tied to their sense of purpose in life. I think we can all
of
agree to
course.
that.
Is that a thing that we know? How do we know that thing?
Science.
You don't know that? You didn't learn that in elementary school? Public schools failed you, Matt.
Public schools failed me in a lot of ways, Kyle. I didn't know that this was one of them.
Well, Matt, I'll explain what happens. So without a direction, Shy Guys are fated to degrade into mindless murder machines, very much not unlike zombies, which is why we've seen them strap giant cannons to their heads, like blast guys. We've seen them set themselves on fire and kamikaze their victims to death, which are in the form of the pyro guy, and haunt their enemies from the afterlife, like the boo guy, the ghost guy, and the ghoul guy. There are a lot of ghost-themed Shy Guys. Now, you might be asking yourself, Andrew, why didn't you pick the Shy Guy that is literally already on fire, or one of the Shy Guys who is actually a skeleton or a ghost?
It's true.
And the answer to that is because it's not eloquent enough. Because the Shyster is the only one that has truly gotten to the heart of the matter, who is truly stricken fear.
Stroked.
Truly stroking fear into the minds of the Mushroom Kingdom.
We'll
citizens.
have strict.
So, with Mac the knife gone, our hero Shyster decided that he would defy his fate. He called upon Mephisto to revive his defeated master, and in turn he would offer up a sacrifice. But that sacrifice, again, Shy Guys don't have souls. Shyster knew he couldn't offer his own soul because he didn't have one. So instead, he offered up the lives of the entirety of his crew. That's right. Knowing that they would turn to mindless murder husks anyway. So according to Shyster, he was doing them a favor. Shyster agreed to sell the spirits of his crew in turn for his master's revivification.
Revival?
Yep.
Revivification.
Yep.
Revivify.
Strucken.
That's what I kept I kept revivify, the D&D magic spell just kept like placing in my head. Anyway, but in a terrible but of course expected monkey's paw-esque twist, Mac was revived, but only as a shell of his former self. And you can see that shell in the last level of Super Mario RPG when he's just kind of grayscale and he just kind of hops around, but like way shorter than he used to.
But it's sad and not
it's
fun
sad,
at all.
and he doesn't talk. He has no fun quips. And he just turns into another skippable random encounter.
It's true.
Anyway, the pact was made and the ghost Shyster was born. Boing, boing, boing.
Terrifying.
That was the way you read that was like you were telling a scary story around the campfire, but like it just didn't land. You were like, and the call was coming from inside the house. And we're like, oh, all right.
I mean, it's a pogo stick, so.
Admittedly, there's layers to this.
Yeah.
All right, Todd, well, tell me about your devilish soul-selling layers.
Yeah, so our original paratroopa, a paratroopa named Doug, was a mid-level soldier in the Koopa army. So following the orders of Bowser, his battalion, they took the battle directly to Mario in the Mushroom Kingdom, because that's what they do. Also in Doug's squadron was his son, Doug Jr. So being a young buck looking to prove himself, Doug Jr. was put on the front lines. And even when Doug told Bowser that they needed to change tactics, Bowser demanded that they stick to the plan. Because of this, Doug Jr. was literally on the front lines, as in literally at the front of the literal line of walking Koopas that approached Mario slowly to the left. Doug was helpless to watch his son be the first of his Koopa squadron that was mowed down by the mustached man. And so Doug, from that moment forward, was then filled with the spirit of vengeance, as he must now live for all eternity trying to right the wrongs of other misguided, power-hungry overlords like Bowser. So that is the tragic backstory that Paratroopa Doug became Parabones Doug, the spirit of vengeance, who is forever trying to take down power-hungry, I guess, masters that are careless with their power or something because his son died.
That also sounded like you expected it to land a lot harder than it did.
No, I wanted to tell you the story, then give you the 3 bullet points at the end.
I thought he was supposed to sacrifice something.
His son died. He had to watch his son die in battle.
But that wasn't a sacrifice. That's just an unfortunate circumstance.
Sad. That's just that's just
yeah,
bad.
He didn't give anything up.
His son died.
Yeah, I mean that's very sad, but
not
so that he could have powers. His son just died,
and his wife passed away due to an electrical failure in the house. Yeah. I guess
Spider-Man didn't get powers because Uncle Ben died. He got powers because he got bit by a spider.
Okay, but what if he did?
Oh, well,
it would be a much sadder comic.
All right. Superheroes only get powers if one of their loved ones dies. That's fair. No, he tried to defy authority, and authority's like, nah, your son's gonna go do this. And then he died, and that was a big loss to him. And now he carries that with him. It's fine. Don't. I see what you're doing.
No, I am doing, because despite the fact that I brought a pogo stick.
You didn't tell a good story, Todd.
This is a real shy guy pogo stick situation.
Let me dig myself out of this hole for just a second.
Let me bounce you out of this hole for some reason.
Despite the fact I brought a pogo stick into a motorcycle fight, I at least gave a somewhat cohesive story about sacrifice and how my version of the Ghost Rider gave up something in order to get powers to do a thing. Yours just experienced trauma. That's different.
Doug has to live for all eternity with the death of his son in front of him. Maybe he watched it happen.
That's just experiencing loss.
And this is how Doug deals with it, by being the spirit of vengeance.
Todd,
does he need to say the devil's name to a snake? Will that make it better then? Is that how this works?
A little.
He has to. There is the spirit of vengeance agreement is a quid pro quo. It is I will do this for you, or you will give me these powers, and in exchange, you will do something for me. Like, these powers are a curse I will bear for the rest of my life, and in exchange, you will save my father from his terminal cancer. Or
right. Yes.
Or
right.
Not I watched my son die.
Yeah.
Can I have these powers, please?
Parabones Doug was so overcome with sadness, he wanted to die, but he couldn't die. And so instead he was given powers. In return,
are we just going to let Todd revise his story unendingly until
he lands on something? In the agreement that if he takes down Bowser, he can
Matt, cut him off, please. Matt, cut him off.
I didn't cut him off because through that whole rambling revision, he still never really got to the point of somebody giving the spirit of vengeance to Doug.
No, he sure didn't.
He doesn't get it.
No.
That phrase alone hurts worse than anything else that's been said here, and I'm so mad.
We came here to do a Ghost Rider episode, and Todd is talking about the Punisher. So Kyle,
you said it yourself. Robbie Reyes was gunned down by mercenaries and revived by the ghost of satanic serial killer.
that's the one sentence. That is one sentence segment.
Yeah.
Todd,
he sacrificed his life.
Oh no!
His freedom.
Doug the Spirit of Vengeance Parabones has a 12-issue run, but you don't get his full backstory till issue 6, and I can't release that yet because that doesn't drop until the end of October.
Because you don't know what's in it yet.
I don't have to.
Todd.
The pre-orders are in the bank account. I can leave.
We understand that you don't understand, and that's okay. We're gonna move on without you. Kyle, go ahead.
All right. So our hero Lakitu was on his lunch break at the Shut Up Todd pet store when he was kidnapped by a muscly CrossFit bro, taken back to his home, and forced to exercise and be a spotter for this strange deviant. Our friend Lakitu, our hero Lakitu, is living as a slave to this horrible deviant CrossFit bro, who shall remain unnamed. When he's at the end of his rope, he is ready to do anything to free himself from this bondage. When he is met by the Spirit of Vengeance, who offers him a deal, saying, "I will give you the means to free yourself from this horrible captivity. In exchange, all you have to do is be the Spirit of Vengeance until your time is up, for whatever reason that is."
You listening to this, Todd? Did you get all that?
I missed some highlights. It was Lakitu is hanging out with his Lakitu is definitely a pet, is what it sounds like. And he's hanging out with his pet owner, and
with
they're
his best friend Todd.
They're doing Todd Squareman, and they're doing very normal pet and owner things like bench pressing.
So Lakitu, accepts the deal, takes on the title of Spirit of Vengeance, gets the flaming skull cloud, the whole 9 yards, and immediately uses his penance stare to gaze into his captor's eyes and show him the hell he has been living through for years and years as the slave
of
this horrible person. The weight of his crimes causes the unnamed deviant to just collapse in on himself and die on the spot. He is burned by the weight of his sins. Lakitu, crashes out of the small apartment that he's been held in for years, burning it to the ground. Free now to exact the vengeance others aren't strong enough to enact themselves.
Shit.
No, it sounds all pretty normal, pretty upstanding pet ownership contract.
Yeah.
Not the part of this podcast that I expected the penance stare to come up, but I'm not sad that it's where it did come up. Kyle, I do have one question for you.
Please.
Does Lakitu maintain the strict workout regimen that its unnamed captor kept it under these many years?
Not as strict, but he has found being in shape does help him do his job as the Spirit of Vengeance, for sure.
I like to think that he uses it to manage depression and stress.
Yeah.
It's a good routine of 5 high impact interval training, days a week, then supplemented by 3 cardio days with that. One of those is a 2-a-days. I think that's pretty good to keep the Spirit of Vengeance on its toes.
Todd, you have very specific knowledge of this deviant's workout schedule.
I mean, one of those is usually a rest day, but who's to say?
That's all I got.
Okay, so I have heard about your riders. I've heard about their vehicles, their look. I've heard of their tragic backstory. But we need something to really put butts in proverbial seats. I don't know what we're selling tickets for, but everybody knows that no superhero is cool enough to sell comics unless they have a signature weapon. So I want to hear about yours. Every rider has a signature weapon to help them reap their vengeance. We've seen chains, shotguns, and tire irons. all be consumed by
Tarn.
Tarns.
Tarn.
My Western Pennsylvania is really going to come out on that one. We've seen chains, shotguns, and tire irons all be consumed by hellfire and aimed in the direction of bad guys. If your rider is going to claim the special trophy, they're going to need a fired up signature weapon of their own. What item will your driver give the hellfire treatment to? And make sure it's one they could conveniently find in a box somewhere in the middle of the road. Andrew.
Sure. I was gonna say Ghost Shyster puts the bucks on sticks, but I didn't like how that came out.
That does not mean what you think it means.
That was a good instinct.
It's not a good tagline. Yeah. So that's me not saying it. Anyway, Ghost Shyster, he's all about bouncing. His very existence is a means. His very existence is all just a means to bounce and bounce and bounce some more. So it's only fitting that his signature weapon involves the bounciest bounce one can bounce. I wrote that earlier. Could you tell? Now, because this is how my brain works, my very broken brain works, I thought of this as like a Final Fantasy summon, because of course I did. So I think like when he gets his signature weapon, there is a very small, very glorious 60-second cutscene where he calls upon the spirit of his departed master, Mac the Knife, and not in his, later grayscale dejected form, but in his true radiance.
In his prime and glory.
Yep. Ghost Shyster ejects himself from his pogo stick and then will hop on top of Mac. And it's not really Mac's back because he is the pogo stick, like he is the thing. And then they jump out of frame. And then we see we cut to an image of the moon just quietly in the space.
Let him finish.
Okay.
And we see just slowly come up. There's a small silhouette coming up from the bottom as they hit the apex of their jump and then slam back down. And then we go back to the racetrack and Ghost Shyster slams down on whoever's in first place. Using that same technology, that heat-seeking science that the blue shell uses. And that is his signature move. You're welcome.
Hey, real quick. So did you say that Shyster jumps on Mac's back? Is that what you said?
On to Mac.
And then they jump up into the air.
Yes.
Well, it's all part of the same. It's like one fluid motion. It's
It's like, boing, is what he's trying to convey.
Like what Kyle just did.
So we've talked about the character setup of the major bad guys in Super Mario RPG, correct?
We have.
Mac is not a pogo stick.
He's like a knife.
He is a knife.
But he bounces. His signature move is to, and I know this because I too have played Mario RPG a couple of times. His signature move in Mario RPG is to to jump up really high like a dragoon, and he comes down later in a later turn and bounces on Mario. That happens. Go play the game right now and tell me that doesn't happen. I'll wait. Two bones.
two bones.
And then when you're wrong, I'm gonna say 2 bones.
That's my way of saying that I still think your logic is wrong because he can't jump that high, but he does do that.
This is supposed to be an item like Johnny Blaze's chain, right?
Yeah,
not a special move.
Full-size
It's a
boss.
signature move.
You're taking a lot of liberties here.
I also gave the spirit of vengeance to a pogo stick. So yeah, I'm taking a couple liberties. That's the whole point of this show.
My special move is that I get to use the very first boss in a video game franchise as my special move.
What's your special move, Todd? Why don't you tell us your dumb special move?
I don't have a special move. I have a weapon.
Is it 2 bones?
Is that what you want to hear?
He's answered the question, has a weapon ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I asked for a signature weapon, and you gave me a final smash.
Is it a knife? Say it's a knife.
It was the jump jacks from Speed Racer. That's all it is.
Fine. His signature move is a fireball, whatever. He does that too in the game. Fucking whatever. Eat shit and die.
All right, Todd, go ahead.
Doug's weapon, because this guy's name is Doug. Doug's weapon that he carries with him, that he conveniently finds in a box, this can be done because it's Mario Kart, is a flaming red shell. So that's a pretty easy answer, right? You boys remember, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the game franchise Pokemon, but do you remember Cubone? and all the baggage that came with Cubone? Well, this red shell that has been lit aflame is that of Doug's dead son, Doug Jr.
Oh, God.
Todd.
Doug is forever forced to carry with him until he claims victory over the lizard that killed his son, because that was
Bowser didn't kill his son.
Oh, Bowser sent his son off to death. I blame
Mario killed him.
Fine,
is he going to get vengeance on Mario?
He'll kill Mario too. So,
I don't understand these rules.
So he is
Neither
forced.
does Todd.
He is forced to carry this flaming red shell with him until he seeks his vengeance, because that was the agreement with the devil that he made his deal to get the spirit of vengeance. And that deal is that he could only be given powers to claim vengeance, but to do so he had to do it using his dead son's body as a weapon.
So does he like throw it and then after the battle like go get his son's body every time and like
it's like a Thor, it's like a Mjolnir situation. Yeah.
He just calls Doug Jr. return.
Okay, because Thor goes, Mjolnir return every time he needs the hammer back.
I'm sure he did that
you
once.
nerd. his sacrifice, so his sacrifice and his weapon here is that to take vengeance, he had to use his son's lifeless body as a weapon, and he cannot rest until he does so. So he
Todd,
has a flaming
past
red
the
shell.
sacrifice question. You didn't answer it right.
I saved it for the third act reveal.
That's not how this show
It
works.
was a real bird Jesus, if you will.
All right, Kyle. Can you answer this question?
Doug also has fireballs too, I guess. Fuck you. I don't know.
Can you just answer the question? It's all you got to do, man. Just answer it. Low bar.
You mean I wasn't supposed to come up with a convoluted special move or a weird dark backstory for my weapon? It's the fishing pole that Lakitu has? It's on fire now. It's like the flame chain.
Perfect.
It's like the flame chain Ghost Rider has, but it's Lakitu's fishing hook. That was the special weapon I came up with because I just wanted to answer the question.
I feel
whatever.
like I've been painted into a flaming turtle shell of a corner, and I'm not happy about it.
Oh boy, is that it, Kyle? It's just that's it. We've got an answer to the question. Nothing else.
It revives like old dead riders and cars that he hooks with it and like makes them as like weird vengeance spirit ghost fighters that work for him. But yeah, it's just a flaming fishing hook that Lakitu has. There's no special move where he like silhouettes into the moon or
Sure,
a horrible thing where he's throwing his dead son's body around. It's the chain that Ghost Rider has, but it's a fishing hook. That was my thought process here.
I was gonna say we make this joke a lot, like we like the old my powers have all the powers, but like real talk, Ghost Rider really is that. Like when I was looking at the Ghost Rider wiki, it's just like Ghost Rider can do this. Also, he's invincible. Also, he can fly and go really really fast, and he's also lives forever and whatever.
Ghost Rider was definitely one of those heroes where like someone drew him and someone else was like, yes, give me a 12-run series of that. And then all the fans started asking questions like, wouldn't the spirit of vengeance be immortal and do this? And they were like, sure.
Yeah.
He never said no.
Someone knocked on the door like the nerds are asking questions again.
It was the 80s like height of like comic book sales ever.
Yeah.
And the people writing the comic had too much coke to do. So they were just like, yeah, sure. He does that too. Why not? Like,
yeah, like I should save this for a flavor text about Ghost Rider at some point, but Ghost Rider started as the Phantom Rider way back at the like dawn of his comic, which was none of this. It was just a cowboy that wore white that like might have been a ghost, I don't know. And then they revamped it and they were like, how about a motorcycle? How about super strength? How about fucking fire, chain, shotgun, ramp it up to 11. And it's really funny now because, like, if you want to dive into Cosmic Ghost Rider, that's when shit gets really weird. Or the fact that Ghost Rider realistically has the ability to take down Thanos and Galactus just by making eye contact with them. It's absurd. Also, Ghost Rider's only weakness is Deadpool. I really love Ghost Rider. I can talk about this a lot. But it's time for us to go to an ad break. Before we get there, I want to drop upon you the super secret bonus question. So, oh no, Doctor Strange just showed up as a gigantic astral form underneath Rainbow Road. Apparently this was outcome 11,420,669 when it came to defeating Thanos. Either way, he's cast an ancient spell, and now we're all headed to the mirror mode dimension. And because of some multiverse madness, we're now racing with other Marvel characters, because, I don't know, why not? Who will your rider team up with Double Dash style to stay on course across Rainbow Road and take the victory in their special cup? I will take your answers right after this.
Before we get back to the episode, we just wanted to let you know that we will be streaming for Extra Life on November 2nd and wanted to give you all a heads up about it. In case you're not aware, Extra Life benefits the Children's Miracle Network, and since we're in Columbus, Ohio, that'll be benefiting Nationwide Children's Hospital. Be on the lookout for more information coming out, and until then, let us know what games you want us to stream. Maybe the new Untitled Goose Game, it could just be something simple like Smash Brothers, or maybe you can tell us that you want to make Matt stream a JRPG.
Wait, what?
Anyway, back to the show.
And we are back, and the super secret bonus question has been posed that Doctor Strange warped us all into the mirror mode dimension, a mashup that I am particularly proud of coming up with myself. And now all of our Ghost Rider drivers are teaming up with a Marvel character to help them stay on course across Rainbow Road and take the victory in the Special Cup. So, Andrew, who will the shyster Ghost Rider, the Ghost Reister? I don't like that.
The Ghost Shyster.
Who will Ghost Shyster be shacking up with in this Double Dash extravaganza?
So I think I'm going to continue the thread of characters with white masks who are dead on the inside. To team up with Moon Knight. One, because I really like Moon Knight, and that's also a second reason. No, I think the way that this would work is they're pogoing along, boing, boing, boing.
I forgot about that.
Because they're still pogoing. And I think Moon Knight is just like whacking people left and right with his staff, because that seems fun. He could also like use his staff to like kind of like direct pogos like in like an oar or something. There's physics that work out that way, I'm sure.
Like a gondolier.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. That's gonna help him stay on track. And you know, Moon Knight kind of kicks ass. So, Moon Knight.
All right, great. Moon Knight. Todd, go ahead.
Yeah. So, so Parabones Doug, the Spirit of Vengeance, he's going to be partnering with Mr. Fantastic Reed Richards himself. So think about this. So Reed Richards, extra long arms, which are going to be ideal for. You know how when like you're power sliding and you don't quite hit that turn just right, your partner has to like punch you into the turn. He's going to be great for doing that and comically grabbing corners for like comical wide turns. That's going to be Reed Richards doing that. But more importantly, Mr. Fantastic is the ideal partner for Parabones Doug, the Spirit of Vengeance, because he will be the best at stealing items from other drivers and punching other drivers' carts, because his anatomy is basically that of Waluigi. He is effectively just a big, lanky guy on the back of the cart with real long arms, real good for punching.
I never thought of that before, but now I can't stop thinking of it.
if he just had like that weird mustache and like a big old hat.
Ooh, I can smell it.
No, that's not what
I can smell it.
I was gonna ask if you meant. Did you mean see it? But I don't think you did.
I said what I said.
He chose his words very carefully.
All right, Kyle, go ahead.
On the back of Lakitu's flaming skull ghost cloud, I'm gonna pair him with Spider-Man. You know, one of the hardest parts of Rainbow Road is staying on the track, and I think Spider-Man's web slinging is gonna help him. You know, they managed to get a flying cloud to fly off the track, Spider-Man can just like whoop, and they're back on course. Like swing them back into spot, they're ready to go. Rainbow Road's this big twisty like tower or like, you know, 3-dimensional track too. So there's all kinds of other parts of the track they can swing off of, or even if he can reach it, like shoot to a further part of the track. Bam, we're in first place. Also, similar to Todd, those webs are going to be really handy in helping them get around turns and grab items that they might have missed. And it's an offensive attack and can goop up other drivers' cars in this weird metaphysical race for our lives that you've concocted.
I feel like these 3 heroes show up into this and they're like, but why?
How did we get here?
And Doctor Strange is like, because I said so. That's-
They're like, you know, we could probably do a lot better, like on our own, not driving with these weirdos.
Question for you, Kyle. So, knowing the intricacies of Lakitu's flying cloud car, so only one person at a time can be in that flying cloud car. And that is apparent by whenever you touch Lakitu, you kick him out because he dies and you get his cloud. How does Spider-Man also ride in it? Also, if he touches Lakitu on top or on the back, does Lakitu die and Spider-Man have the cloud car?
You would be right. You would be correct, Todd, if this were the normal Lakitu that you had kidnapped and forced to be your workout buddy.
When it becomes a Spirit of Vengeance, it becomes actually a convenient 2-seater.
Yes.
It has a jump seat.
You are correct, sir.
Okay.
You answered your own question.
I had this image of Spider-Man doing the thing where he like has both his hands and his feet in the same position, and he's just like perched on top of Lakitu's head. Because like he totally could do that because he's got the sticky hands. But
I also like the imagery of Spider-Man hanging off the bottom of it.
Yeah.
And just from like upside down the whole race. So.
Yeah, I guess that's better.
I don't know that it's better. It is
different.
equal, but I'm not sure that it's better. All right. Well, we are just spectators in this here at the Spooktacular Express, and I have no agency over which one of you gets to ride with the Spirit of Vengeance. However, I do want to hear your last final pitch as to why you think your driver deserves to ride with the Spirit of Vengeance and become the next Ghost Rider and also probably win every Mario Cup race for the rest of ever. So, final thoughts. Andrew, go ahead.
I have had this 2-second looping GIF from the 2016 Mario tennis game. I think it was tennis game. Power tennis, yeah. Of Shy Guy losing his mask. This has been on my computer now for 7 hours. And I cannot stop watching
watched it all 7 hours.
I have literally seen into the end of the universe by watching this faceless monster. And I'm terrified. Boing, boing, boing.
Got it. Todd.
Paraskelerex translates to flying skeleton T-Rex. Also, he's on fire. And in a tank made out of bones that is also on fire. Matt, tell me how that is not the next obvious iteration after Robbie Reyes's bitchin' Camaro. I think that's what he has.
It's a 69
Yeah.
Dodge Charger.
Close. Almost nailed it. Let's try it again. Tell me how that's not the obvious iteration after Robbie Reyes's 69 Dodge Charger. Almost forgot what you said. Listen, here's the point. It is a literal flaming tank made of bones. It's not a pogo stick, and it's also not Gohan's flying Nimbus. This is something that will actually strike fear into the hearts of the bad guys that it rolls up on. And it may be the most metal idea I think I've ever brought to this podcast. So here it is for you.
Actually, Gohan doesn't have the flying Nimbus. It's Goku. Gohan is Goku's son.
You
Not
idiot.
a Dragon Ball Z podcast. Kyle, go ahead.
Has Gohan never been on the flying Nimbus ever?
I don't think so.
If I find it out on the internet, I'm going to find it out on the internet.
Okay.
Not a Dragon Ball Z podcast. Kyle, go ahead.
So I want to make clear I'm the only one who properly answered the weapon question.
I agree with that.
It's not,
I-
no.
I want to make clear that Todd did not correctly answer the what do you sacrifice to get the Spirit of Vengeance power. But I also want to say a flaming skull cloud flying above you is way more terrifying than a flaming tank. Do not even try to argue with me that, Todd. you're an idiot. And those are my final thoughts.
Oh boy. Oh wow.
Can I read a quote real quick?
Go ahead, Todd.
The Nimbus is only used by Gohan briefly. Here it is. The Nimbus is only used by Goten, whoever that is, briefly, as he would soon learn to fly after Gohan.
Goten is not
him.
Gohan. Goten was obviously the fusion version of Goku's
Gohan
grandson, and no, it was
Goten is the grandson.
Gohan's son and Trunks' son.
Yeah, no, it explained it in the next sentence, like I read. So you're fine.
Wow.
I have
never hated something the way I hated that. Good vibes. Good vibes. I'm going to make some decisions. You guys give some good vibes.
I can't stop watching. I have to turn off. I have to minimize the screen, otherwise I'm going to kill myself.
I'm going to make that be the episode GIF. Like, it's so bad.
I'm still a little upset over this episode, so whatever I say is not going to be incredibly
go through
sincere.
a lens of sarcasm and anger.
Yeah. First off, let me tell Kyle. I want to thank Kyle for winning today. Thank Kyle and congratulate Kyle both. Well done. That was again. I still, y'all just kind of put fire on fire, but that's okay. The flaming Nimbus cloud, I warmed up to it. I think that's actually really, really fun.
Thank you.
And the Lakitu backstory is chef's kiss. Todd, 2 bones. 2 bones, very good. I like the bone tank. I like the flaming bone tank. I think you could probably dial down the and it's on fire just a skosh.
Have you seen this hero we're talking
maybe
about?
If there was one less thing on fire, I'd be in for good. Good vibes.
Good vibes. We all feel good during this one. No one's upset or mad.
Get out of here. Is it my turn?
Sure.
Andrew, I like that you referenced a character from Super Mario RPG. That made me feel good.
You're welcome.
I think that you took pogo stick, and for a second you're like, oh man, am I gonna do the pogo stick? Nah, that'd be a bad idea. And then like evil Andrew showed up on your shoulder and said, do it. And you said
and instead of evil Andrew, it was Kyle, because it's always Kyle. Because I literally posted in our chat, I need someone to talk me out of talking about the Shy Guys on pogo sticks. And Kyle said, you should do it. And I said, I will.
As if the other 2 wouldn't have told you to do it. Don't put this on me.
That's fair.
You just needed someone to say yes.
That's as I do.
All of your talking about Shy Guy's mask has also led me to Google what secrets is Shy Guy hiding behind his mask. And the internet won't give me the answers, and now I feel like it's a conspiracy theory, and I need to go.
Todd will get to the bottom of.
Yeah, once I deal with these chemtrails, I'm going to figure it out. Kyle, me and Lakitu go way back. We go way back to the days of Shut Up Todd Pet Store, and Lakitu is such a cool Mario bad guy. I've also still definitely got a picture of a muscular Lakitu on my phone somewhere. So I really like Lakitu.
So expect that to make a return.
Yeah, so we're not done with that. I really like the options you made. I just hated the packaging they were delivered in.
That's all I wanted to hear, Todd. Andrew, I really liked the idea of the pogo stick, Ghost Rider, Shy Guy. Like, all 3 of those added up to a very good Ghost Rider.
Thanks,
to
Kyle.
me. I think all that was lacking was your execution, and I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's usually the way it works.
But just the silly idea of a Shy Guy on a pogo stick, a flaming pogo stick with like horrible hell flames coming out of his eyes, and like just the tip of the pogo stick is what's on fire. But that's what it is. Like, all of that, I was sold, and like that's why I told you to follow that thread. And it was all very good, and I thank you. Todd, love the tank car, love the paratrooper as the Ghost Rider option. The tank car is like the best actual Mario Kart car to go with. I think that was a very good choice. Unfortunately, I broke the rules and did Lakitu's Cloud, and that was more fun for me. But I really liked your imagery as well. The paratroopa, like flaming out the top of the tank with like the flame treads, and like the gun barrel of the tank also has got a flame coming out of it.
There's lots of flames.
Oh, it's a Ghost Rider. You can't have too many flames.
See, that's funny because one third of the debaters here tonight said you could have too many flames.
Well, I also like Sherbet Land, so I am the monster.
And that was all very good too. So I did like what both of you brought to the argument today, is what I wanted to say, even though I was very mean during the argument part.
I'm sorry about what I said while I was trying to win a debate.
All right. Well, we here at the Spooktacular Express have heard back from those who represent the spirit of vengeance, and the spirit of vengeance.
Does the spirit of vengeance have agents?
Dude, I'm just trying to keep a line here. Like, I don't know. I'm just trying to keep some sort of meta.
How long has this photo been in the Word doc?
A minute.
Since we ended the super secret bonus question.
God.
Yeah. DeviantArt is a dark place.
I'm calling the police.
Anyway, I picked a winner. Fuck the meta. I picked a winner, and I'm going to tell you who it is. So, Todd, listen, man, you were so close. You were really close today.
It's a bad start.
If not for your absolute stumble across the finish line when it came to the tragic backstory, you probably would have won.
So you're saying there's a chance?
I really like Dry Bones. I really liked the Dry Bomber. I even really liked the Flaming Koopa Shell, but all I wanted was, how did your guy meet the devil and sell his soul? And you just refused to give it to me. You were right there, and you just wouldn't do it.
I couldn't give away the third act reveal that he's using his son's body as a weapon. That's the story that I'm standing by 45 minutes into this episode.
Which leads me next to Andrew, who managed to be closer than Todd, but still just not quite there, man.
I'll take second.
That hurts worse than anything. I take back what I said earlier. That hurts worse.
Really like Shy Guy as the Ghost Rider. Holy shit, I love Shy Guy as the Ghost Rider. Honestly, just the bouncing, like the flaming dots that the pogo stick would leave behind.
See, that's what I was thinking when I told him to go with it.
It's
it was
really good.
Everything works. It all works.
I was trying to figure out how to like put an engine on a pogo stick, and I Google searched a lot of things, and I was not getting there. I don't think anyone's put an engine on a pogo stick yet.
I don't think you can.
I don't think so either.
Well, not with that attitude. There it is.
Damn it.
Andrew, I'll tell you that you lost today, not for the things that you did, but for the things you didn't do, mostly because you picked Shy Guy, the Mario character with the world's most soulless eyes, an absolute void underneath a mask, and you didn't use the words penance stare, and that was the buzzword that was going to win you this episode. So,
damn.
Thanks for playing, but you just weren't quite there.
All right.
Which means,
okay.
Kyle, my man,
Yes.
you have won, mostly with the phrase flaming skull cloud. I like that a lot. Also, Todd getting penance stared as the slave driver of Lakitu's is very funny to me.
Little tough.
All in all, man, great job.
Harsh.
Like it a lot. All hail the flaming skull cloud.
I'll take it.
And with that said, thanks for listening in to Debate This. You can follow along with the argument on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at DebateThisCast, and check out our website at debatethiscast.com. If you like what you hear, please leave us a review so more people can hear our nerdy, dumb, spooky, scary skeleton show. The Spooktacular Express returns to station next week as we dive into the lore of Five Nights at Freddy's. Until next time, I'm Matt Cole.
I'm Andrew. To stare into the eyes of a Shy Guy is to know fear itself. Henderson.
I'm Todd, all in on Bone Tanks Thomas.
And I'm Kyle Penance Stare Harper. I don't have a cool one. I'm sorry.
Saying thanks for debating with us, and if you think we're wrong, then you can come fight us behind the swing sets, nerds.